bad foods for your health. Hi guys, welcome to Healthy Bodies. In today's video we're looking at bad foods that are bad for your health, and we've got 10 foods being highlighted, so without further ado let's jump straight into the video. Now, the first food to avoid is sugary drinks, and that's because added sugar is one of the worst ingredients in the modern diet. When you drink liquid calories, your brain doesn't register them as food, so what happens is you end up drastically increasing your total calorie intake. And also, when consumed in large quantities, sugar can drive insulin resistance and has been strongly linked to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and it's also been associated with type 2 diabetes and heart disease. The second food to avoid is pizzas, and yep, I know it's one of the world's most popular junk foods, but it's simply not good for you. Most commercial pizzas are made with very unhealthy ingredients, including highly refined dough, trans fats and heavily processed meat, and pizzas can also be very high in calories. In fact, most fast foods, not just pizzas, should be avoided. Generally speaking, fast food chains serve junk food, and most of their offerings are mass produced and low in nutrients. The third food to avoid is white bread. In fact, most commercial breads are unhealthy if eaten in large amounts, and that's because they're made from refined wheat, which is low in fibre and essential nutrients, but can lead to rapid spikes in blood sugar. The fourth food to avoid is fruit juice. This is often consumed as it's assumed to be healthy, and while fruit juice does contain antioxidants and vitamin C, it does also contain very high quantities of liquid sugar. In fact, fruit juice contains just as much sugar as sugary drinks like Coke and Pepsi, and sometimes even more. The fifth food to avoid is sweetened breakfast cereals. Breakfast cereals are processed cereal grains such as oats, wheat, rice and corn. However, to make them more palatable or tasty, the grains are roasted, they're shredded, they're rolled or flaked, and then lots of sugar is added. The sixth food to avoid is French fries and potato chips. Whole white potatoes are very healthy, however, the same can't be said for French fries and potato chips. These foods are very high in calories, and several studies have linked both French fries and potato chips to weight gain. These foods may also contain large amounts of acrylamides, which are carcinogenic substances that form when potatoes are fried, baked or roast. And this basically means that they have the potential to cause cancer. The seventh type of food to avoid is pastries, cookies and cakes. Packaged versions are generally made with refined sugar, refined wheat flour and added fats, and additionally shortening, which can be high in unhealthy trans fats, is also often added. The eighth food to avoid is low-fat yogurt. Yogurt can be incredibly healthy, however most of the yogurts that are found in supermarkets are actually bad for you. They're often low in fat, but then loaded with sugar to compensate for the flavour that the fat would have provided. Put simply, most yogurt has had its healthy natural fats replaced with an unhealthy ingredient. And additionally, many yogurts don't provide probiotic bacteria as generally believed. They're often pasteurised, which kills most of their bacteria. And the ninth food to avoid is, unsurprisingly, candy bars and sweets. These are incredibly unhealthy. As we all know, they're high in sugar, refined wheat flour and processed fats, while also very low in essential nutrients. And what's more, these treats will leave you hungry because of the way that your body metabolises these sugar bombs. And finally, the 10th food to avoid is really any highly processed foods. Now, the simplest way to eat healthy and lose weight is to avoid processed foods as much as possible. Processed goods are often packaged and loaded with excess salt, excess sugar and artificial trans fats. And these are some of the unhealthiest but most common ingredients in the modern diet. And crackers and biscuits are very good examples. And within processed foods, we would also include processed meats as one to avoid. Studies show that people who eat processed meats have a higher risk of many serious illnesses, including colon cancer, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. Similarly, whilst cheese is healthy in moderation, processed cheese is not. They're mostly made with filler ingredients that are engineered to have a cheese-like appearance and texture. In summary, you can maintain a healthy diet if you steer clear of the processed high sugar and salt items such as the ones just mentioned, and if you focus on whole foods instead, you'll be well on your way to feeling better and reclaiming your health. So we hope you found this information useful. Until next time, goodbye.